Hi guys, my name is Alan, and if you're watching this, you are Generation Tech. So, the Star Wars franchise has so many freaking cameos in it, it's ridiculous. So I decided to group them all together for your viewing pleasure. Oh, and there are some tiny spoilers littered throughout this piece, like delightful little Wookiee droppings, so please watch your step if you haven't seen episodes 1 through 7 or live under a rock. Number 1 and 2. What if comedian Bill Hader and Ben Schwartz had a baby? Well, it would probably sound something like BB-8. Schwartz and Hader are listed in The Force Awakens as the vocal consultants for this cute ball-shaped droid, which basically means they created all the beeps and whistles and all that other stuff. Although he denies it ferociously, Daniel Craig aka 007 played a lowly stormtrooper in a memorable scene where Rey first tries out her Jedi mind trick skills. That's right, James Bond was Rey's first Jedi mind trick victim. Badass. Number 4. Thomas Brodie-Sangster from Maze Runner and Game of Thrones was also a First Order extra. He played a stormtrooper officer. Number 5. Remember that really unreasonable Jakku merchant that refused to cut Rey a deal on salvage, and then later on ratted her out to the First Order? Yeah, that's Simon Pegg. Listen closely and you might recognize his voice. Number 6, 7, and 8. When Rey touched Luke's lightsaber for the first time, her mind exploded with voices. Well, those voices were Ewen McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Frank Oz as Yoda, and Alec Guinness also as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewen and Frank both recorded new lines, but getting Alec Guinness's lines was a bit harder. See, he passed away in 2000, so they took a line from the original trilogy where Obi-Wan had said the word afraid.
Hello there. Come here, my little friend. Don't be afraid.
And altered it into the word Rey. Pretty cool stuff. Good job, Bad Robot.
The Force will be with you, always.
Number 9, Warwick Davis. You might have seen him in the Harry Potter series, Willow, Leprechaun, and many other movies and TV shows. But he started his acting career playing an Ewok named Wicket. And more recently, he made another cameo in Force Awakens during the cantina scene as a character named Wollivan. Also in that scene was Judah Friedlander from 30 Rock, rounding out number 10. Number 11 was also in Harry Potter. He played a giant spider. He's also known as Maester Pycelle from Game of Thrones. He also played villains in the 007 and Indiana Jones series. But most famously, Julian Glover was General Veers, the fearless Imperial officer that led the charge against the Hoth Rebel base in an ATAT. Or as some weird people call it, an ATAT. And number 12, Deep Roy. This talented guy played every Oompa Loompa in Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And he also starred as this thing in Star Trek, Keenser, Scotty's awesome little sidekick. But one of his first roles was as Yoda in Empire Strikes Back. Most scenes of Yoda were done with puppets, but when Yoda is walking, that's all Deep Roy. He also played a clarinet player named Droopy McCool in Jabba's palace. Yeah. Droopy McCool. Let that name sink in. He also played an Ewok and occasionally stood in for Kenny Baker as R2-D2. Small guy, lots of talent. Number 13, George Lucas. Yeah, he made one random cameo as Notluwiski Paponoida or something. Notluwiski was a powerful Pentoran statesman and also a very successful playwright who was very successful at directing holodramas. Number 14, 15, and 16. Padme from the prequel trilogy always seems to be surrounded by beautiful women that look exactly like her. But actually, 3 of her handmaidens are quite famous individuals. Episode 1. Keira Knightley plays Sabe, one of Padme's loyal servants and decoys. Strangely, all of her lines seem to be dubbed over with Natalie Portman's voice. Episode 2. Rose Byrne plays Dorma, another handmaiden Padme uses as a decoy. And also Sofia Coppola, the daughter of famous director Frank Coppola, played Sasha, another one of Padme's many dispensable handmaidens. Seriously guys, next to being a stormtrooper, being one of Padme's handmaidens is probably one of the worst and most dangerous jobs in the galaxy.
I guess I was wrong. There was no danger at all.
Number 17, Joel Edgerton. He was relatively unknown at the time, but he also played Uncle Owen in the prequel trilogy. A very important and underrated figure in the upbringing of Luke Skywalker. Number 18, E.T. Okay, technically E.T. is not an actor, but just some mechanical puppet thing, but who cares? George Lucas and Steven Spielberg made a deal that they would cameo each other's characters in their upcoming movies. So that's why Yoda is in this Halloween scene, and E.T. is in the Galactic Senate. Officially, E.T.'s race in Star Wars is known as the Asagians. But unlike E.T., they don't have the power of telekinesis, which means E.T. is a Jedi? Well, that's all I got for this list. As I said, there are tons of cameos in the Star Wars universe, so I probably haven't covered them all. If you think there are any that I missed, please let me know, and please subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Our channel is only 1 month old, which by YouTube standards makes us a baby. So feed this baby.
I have a great relationship with the Mexican people.
Theory number 1, Rey is the daughter of Han Solo and Leia Organa, and also sister, perhaps twin sister, of Kylo Ren.
In the Chinese city of Chengdu, and proceeded to conduct a 15-minute test flight. The Chinese J-20 stealth fighter looks very similar